Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Atelier Ryza 3. On 7-star altar, Kong Ming supplicates the wind / at 3 rivers, Zhou Yu unleashes the fire. I'm the Serious JG.
And I remain the lethal feline.
Last time, we fought some Fallujah, and I didn't really find them to be all that dangerous, but this time we are going forward with a character quest, which could be incredibly dangerous for all I know. We also actually got some pretty cool shit out of a treasure chest, just as far as, like, golden seeds recipe, and the stuff that we weren't just, like, consistently finding everywhere else that we looked.
Like Dragon's Breath. Or the never-melting ice, which is that blue thing.
Yeah, there we go. I don't know why these are up here and these are down here, but
because you picked up some other things.
I guess this just drops. No, I know that, but like when this was at the bottom, I figured, all right.
Yeah, the book needs to live at the bottom. It knows what it did.
These are not actually particularly impressive traits, but they've got really high element value. No, I'm trying to figure this out. Like, why are these good? And it's like they are probably like. Just they give you a lot of element points, so they'll probably help you clear through your alchemy thingy.
It's like you get handed a bottle, and it's like, it's full of dragon's breath. You open it, it just smells like dog breath. You go, oh my god, why would you bottle this?
I thought it was going to smell like cat breath, at least.
You know, I was just thinking.
Don't strain yourself.
Hey. Do you remember that nursery rhyme that was passed down in our village? The one that goes Devil's Field to the west, Dragon's Castle to the east?
You know I'm not from your village, right?
Well, you did study grammar.
Right. That did come up in the plot.
Of course. I mean, how could I forget? What about it? Yes, the gate to the underworld is the Dragon's Passage. There's the passage for the dragon to cross worlds, right?
These are separate thoughts, but yes.
I was thinking, could Meteor Castle or Kirkin Island, could it be it? You don't see dragons that big very often in the world we live in. As far as I've seen, it ain't like Skyrim or anything. Mm-hmm. Yes, we do see small and medium-sized dragons. It's rare to see one, grande-sized.
It's like that weird, Mountain Dew Doritos dragon that Len fought in his DLC.
That one's not canon, though. We can't count that. I heard there was summoned, but from where? I was a little curious about that. Like, where else could it come from?
Wait, you mean that's not canon? Does that mean that there isn't actually a little bomb with a bow tie on it that MPL designed?
No, that was all a fever dream.
Oh, jeez. DLCs are canon. There's whatever.
Are you saying that the dragon summoning device itself was actually a type of passage in scare quotes? I don't think it's possible to summon without a gate. Do I sound a little crazy?
Well, you're throwing around these nerd terms like they're real things.
Nerd terms? Well, I suppose that's one way of looking at it.
You know, it's funny, but when I look at things, I notice that depending on which eye I'm using, they might be shaded very much darker.
Yes, when I look through the Millennium Eye.
It was a girl.
That summoning device emits waves to call out specific monsters to summon monsters within that range. It wouldn't be surprising if the waves reached a dragon in a neighboring world, that is, the underworld, and summoned it. That would mean that the summoning device is temporarily creating a gate to summon the subject. Wouldn't that be like extraordinary technology? Just creating gates on the fly? Well, yes, of course it would. Nevertheless, the fact that humans can artificially create a gate is quite something. I wouldn't be surprised by anything at this point. I mean, we live in a world of alchemy.
That's a good point. I wouldn't be surprised if I found out that other people don't wear, hoods as large as mine on the back of their coats.
But I'm amazed at the flexibility of your ideas. You're very creative.
Well, thank you.
It wasn't exactly a compliment, but anyway, I never would have thought that the passage and the summoning device were the same things or even congruent.
Yeah, Lethal, in my defense, it usually is a compliment when you call someone creative, unless they're an accountant.
No, we're just saying, like, the flexibility of your ideas. You
yeah.
come out with a bunch of random bullshit, don't you, Ryza? But if that were true, then it's a horrible story for a dragon. I mean, we could cut off the whole summoning halfway through, and then you have 2 dragons, just like King Solomon intended.
You have 2 halves of a dragon anyway.
It'd be forced to be recalled to the land where it finally rested its old wings to fight.
It seems that the summoning device must be destroyed, so that it will never be activated again.
I agree. It's unforgivable to disturb the final rest of an old dragon. They're endangered, for crying out loud.
Young dragons, fuck around with them all you want.
They want to be summoned, sow their wild oats. The old dragons have all done with that. They're ready just to chill out in Underworld, Florida.
Old dragon, eh?
Where it's nice and warm, they don't have to worry about that dragon arthritis.
We already it's weird to throw these things into a game that already has quite a bit of fast travel going on, but I mean,
well,
it's fine.
This game is decently larger.
Yeah, this is taking you to a point that's not yeah, you know what? It's not that close to a fast travel point. It's not redundant. But this is what we want right here.
Look at the size of that monolith.
Yeah, the obelisk of obeliskness.
Oh, my eyes.
Yeah, ow. Well, the lens.
The underworld sun is very bright. Whoa, it looks so big from a distance, but up close it's even more impressive. And that obelisk is pretty big too.
It's like, you ever been I remember feeling this way standing underneath the gateway arch and looking straight up. Like, sometimes something is tall and you look at the top of it and it's like really disorienting. I think that's what she's dealing with here.
Yeah, if you're not used to going to a city and then you go and see skyscrapers right underneath them, they loom over you.
Yeah. And Tao's like, holy fuck.
The architecture is impressive.
And the boss is like, no!
He just hits him with a newspaper.
It is, but it looks like this tower has no entrance. But of course, as the Ryza said, this was built to be seen from a distance. In this world, there are no cities or towns like in your world. Except for that one that we came out in.
The treehouse doesn't matter.
We only have small villages built by clans. And sometimes our clans clash in a free-to-play, pay-to-win mobile game. Oh, I see. So some travelers with no familiarity with the land may not even notice the presence of the villages. Yeah.
Or the villagers.
That is why this thing exists. There are clan villages around this tower. So when villagers visit other clans, they use this as a sign and feel a little safer.
Well, that sounds really interesting, like treasure hunting. Have you ever heard of a guy called Clifford? It doesn't exist anymore.
My spirit lurks in this place.
You all hear something?
Thank you for remembering me, Mr. President.
Remembering who? Anyway, when you look closely, the tower is full of cracks. Is that thing safe? Is it gonna fall on some guy?
It's full of cracks, like Clifford. Well, it must be made of common ore, so it's neglected. If it's neglected, it will collapse eventually. Oh, sorry, that huge thing will collapse? You mean the thing that the Ryza just suggested is possible? Is possible? Holy shit!
Let's get out of here!
But that's like super dangerous. Don't you guys have like underworld OSHA? Since we're here, we'll reinforce some critical parts. I'm going to be responsible, unlike you demon rabbit people.
The Operational Safety and Health Administration from hell. Yes, it's made of common ore, so let's gather the material.
Maybe we should use uncommon ore this time. It's reportable.
It's part of a monolith. Monolith.
We apparently have some common ore on hand.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing it. Is it behind here? No. Okay, the map can be a little confusing, but there's a treasure chest, so it's all worth it for this single rosin leaf.
A rosin leaf that will save the world, or at least Christmas.
Rosin leaf.
Check. 1, 2, 1,
Okay,
2.
Check.
We'll just like tilts his head and
We can
froze
use-
his brow. Okay.
Use fucking anything to make it. All right. Okay.
So when we say common ore, Lila, can I just use some beetle fucking horns? All right.
Sort. Quality. Okay. So I want to put the most poop feces materials possible on here. So lightning ore.
We need 30 of these, by the way.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay.
So let's just start clicking.
No, I have to do something different then. Because,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we got fuck tons of amber crystal. So we're making it of amber crystal.
Lila, I hope you don't mind there being bugs in this.
Well, I mean, literally, it could have been rhino horns.
Yes, reinforcement complete. With this, it'll hold for a while.
Oh,
Maybe 10 minutes.
Impressive. I had no idea you could fix things like this.
Yeah,
What do you call that?
bad.
Alchemy? Is that what this is about? I don't understand.
Well, it's not exactly fixing. I'm just reinforcing parts that were cracked and looked a little fragile.
In hell, we call it fragile.
Well, I do not do as the Hellions do. If I could, I would rebuild this, but alchemy can't fix everything.
I am not an ineffective light unit from StarCraft 2. Alchemy can fix anything. That's the point of the game. Well, I can build it or bring it here. My knowledge of architecture is just not that great since Boss started stomping my nuts every time I mention it.
Yeah, and we're happy he did. That's a pity. It would look much better if we rebuilt it. All this rabbit workmanship just isn't up to code or to standards.
This is like weirdly, and I think I've already mentioned this to you at some point. It reminds me of the American tourists who were knocking the Roman ruins in Britain. It's being like, man, there was much more impressive Roman architecture when we were in Rome.
I haven't seen work this bad since, that tower in Paris. They should really make it better like our Statue of Liberty.
Exactly. Like this thing looks like this monolith, which has stood for untold millennia, looks like bullshit. I could do so much better. I don't know if I ever told you the story about the Wacke rock. This is where, okay, guys, jump ahead about 5 fucking minutes. So it was in Ireland as a tourist with my dad, and we're excited about it. Because we are a family of Irish origin, and he's proud of Irish heritage. And there's a World Heritage site out there called Newgrange, which is like a burial mound that's about 6,000 years old, and it's got like a hole cut up at the top of the mound, which is, we don't really understand exactly what was going on. It's a little bit like the Druids and Stonehenge. It was clearly placed there so that the sun would shine in and move across the floor of the burial mound at different times of day. Just like typical ancient, oh, it's really interesting stuff. 2 things about it struck me funny. My dad was all excited about it, and he kept insisting it was 6,000 years older than the pyramids. When in fact, the literature said it's 6,000 years old. That's even older than the pyramids. But he kept trying to convince me it was 6,000 years older than the pyramids. So that's A. B, while we're there with other tourists. And in this case, it's Irish tourists. Like, I didn't like detect a bunch of foreigners. But there was this one guy who was there looking at Newgrange, and And the tour guide is like, and they made it of this rock and that rock. And one of the tour guides says, well, why didn't they, I'm in construction. And this, I swear to God, I am doing my best honest impression of what this guy talked like. Like my goofy Irish, this is how this guy talked. He's like, well, no, I've done a bit of work in construction myself, and, well, why didn't you use the old Wacky rock? And I was like, what the fuck is he saying, Dad? And it's like, oh, Wacky rock. It's like a local rock where it's like limestone mixed with water. But he kept telling the tour guys, like, if they'd used Wacky rock, it would have been, it would have had a stronger foundation. And the tour guide is telling him, this has stood for over 6,000 years. And he's like, yeah, but sure, and if they'd used Wacky rock, it would have been an even firmer foundation than the fucking 6,000-year-old burial mound that is still... There you go. I'm sorry. I love the old Wacky rock.
Hope you enjoyed Lila's tangent here. She's been talking this whole time.
Well, I mean, I did pick on like the most busty character of all if you wanted to see heaving. So, if you didn't like that story, don't be upset.
There's a lot of syllables for don't be upset.
You protected the signpost for those who travel this land. You should be proud of that. She is. Why wouldn't she be? What are you saying?
They're really showing off the ears in these new shots. It's good.
3,000 coal, 300 spur.
Holy crap, $30.
We might be able to spend that spur at this point. Yeah, we could pick between things. The amount of ingredients gathered with a charged swing could be greatly increased, guys. That's a thing we got the power to do. We could double the amount of gems we earn with gem reduction, which has 0 worth to us right now because we've broken the economy. We could increase the number of times secret keys can be used by +3. That probably is actually the one to get.
I was going to say, that sounds pretty good.
Or we could... Oh, I already got
a mini-map for this skill tree, man.
Increase the quantity... Well, it's annoying. They do have a zoom in, zoom out, but if you zoom out, you can't read it, and you can't scroll. This increases the quantity of created equipment and grants a chance of creating multiple items. So I did get that one, and if it does anything, I have not noticed.
All right, cool.
Alternately...
Oh, look at all these.
Got I believe these are the DLC skills, is what they are. Overload. When swinging to start a battle, the battle begins at T level 3.
We don't have enough for that. We'll have to save up our pennies.
But that one actually might be worth something. Rare chance of greatly increasing the rewards received when opening a supply point.
Meh.
Gems. Don't care. Using a secret key, the number of additional ingredient slots is increased by 1. That's actually... could be handy. So those two would be good. And this is... if you mod... Okay, don't care about that. Yeah, you can use keys in battle, and you can increase your attack by 5%. Ooh. Alright. The two things that kind of pique my interest both cost slightly more than we have, so let's move on with our lives. Check out this tree, though. Oh, if I'd gotten the thing that greatly increased the drops from a charged swing, can you imagine how greatly that... Oh, fuck me, that could be insane.
How many? Even more polygonal apples.
We only got 18 honey balls. We could have gotten like 24 honey balls, guys.
On the next episode of Honey Ball Z.
All right, see. See, they made it look like there's all this extra shit over here that is...
It's all cutting ruse.
It's all bullshit, guys. Couldn't get up here before. How else do we avoid getting on with things here? I guess it is time for us to actually...
Do we want to go back to the Atelier and maybe make some medicine? The nectar?
No, that's true.
80 quality or better?
And we even have an underworld Atelier. And plot scenes.
Boss, what are you looking at back there?
I was actually looking at the cauldron, but whatever. I can stare at your ass if you prefer.
Oh, I'm getting sleepy. My eyes are getting tired, too.
There's nothing wrong with being focused, but a good alchemist is also able to care about their own physical condition while synthesizing. We practice self-care, the Ryza.
I'm so glad that the Liquid Snake slash Master Miller character is here. Because you should avoid spitting. Spitting will dehydrate you, and it will also allow the enemy genome soldiers to find your location. When playing a video game, make sure to look away from the screen every 10 to 15 minutes, and never play for more than an hour without getting up and moving. Metal Gear.
The more tired you get, the more mistakes you make. And the smallest mistake could be fatal with alchemy. Those fumes, you shouldn't be breathing them, for one.
Yeah. Seems like you already have experience with this.
How do you think my hair turned white?
Ouch, well, sure, I guess.
However,
Sure glad Boss is here for this scene.
looking back, all the alchemists around me, also immersed in their research, working tirelessly without sleep, you're really not that much different. Working without sleep isn't just a metaphor. Was it a metaphor?
Literally isn't a metaphor.
Well, you decide. But when you're concentrated, you can actually synthesize for hours without sleep. I haven't slept in fucking weeks, can you tell? I haven't synthesized either. It's just the crack. I mean the sugar in those donuts.
Maybe they meant burning the candle at both ends. That's a metaphor. A metaphor is like a simile.
Wait, without sleep, you do know I sleep every day, right?
Not really. Well, even so, those around me were only able to do 2 all-nighters at most.
When you say those around you, weren't you the same as them?
No, I could keep synthesizing for 4 or 5 days. Synthesizing is what I called it in college.
Here, check out my memoir. It's called Fear and Synthesizing in Las Vegas. 4 to 5 days? That's obviously crazy. Wouldn't that put your life in danger?
If you're surprised by this, you'll be blown away to hear that about Lila and the Orin.
She would go on 7 or 8 day coke jags.
What do you mean by that, pal?
Does it turn out they're like older than they look? Because that's been hinted at, but I've never been sure.
From what I've heard, the Orin have similar abilities as wild herbivores. They have 19 stomachs.
They poop in little pellets. Bear that in
See,
mind, boss,
Lila
before
sign.
you hook up with that girl. You started to say something about Lila, I cut you off.
I was going to say, look here, Lila sign.
God. Well, they are rabbit people, right? That would make sense.
I suppose so.
Yeah. They, you've ever heard the expression, they breathe like Orin?
No, can't say I have.
It's a
other
simile or a metaphor.
Anyway, in other words, they're fine without having to deliberately go to sleep. They're just fine with involuntarily going to sleep or losing consciousness. So they can get up and move if anything were to happen.
What you call narcolepsy, they call regular living. That's impressive, but you probably wouldn't feel rested anyway. I don't envy them at all. They have flawed recessive genes.
Well, I feel the same way. It might be a nice ability, but I don't want it that much. Besides, you're not an Orin. As I said before, it's important to think about your own physical condition and practice self-care.
Boss, remember, you're not an Orin, so that Orin girl, she's never going to have anything to do with you, buddy. Take it from me, you're just setting yourself up for heartache.
Working without sleep is no good for your body. Don't push yourself too much and get some goddamn rest.
Comma after much would have been helpful there. Don't push yourself too much and get some rest. Don't do that.
Anyway, Tootles.
So what were we talking about before he came over? Because he just totally bombed our conversation.
I wonder if Empire had special training to be able to keep synthesizing for 4 or 5 days. What could it all mean?
All right, fine. I don't get to have scenes.
Anyway, I'm going to read a book. Golden Seeds Recipe.
Golden Corral's
I know how to make golden seeds. How about that?
Holy shiznit. Well, should we make some golden sheaves?
I don't even know what they do.
I think they're just seeds, but... Oh!
But gold. Yes.
We had not made
Nectar's the other thing.
nectar yet, apparently, so that's a thing.
Can morph in the mystic nectar or grace narrow, whatever that says.
There's a couple of things that have become available that were presumably not available before I would have made them. Lumiere Potpourri.
Or Edelhard.
Edelhard.
Sugar drip. Calamity code. Not the universe. Code of the universe. Calamity code.
All right.
Golden seeds.
So there's various... what are these even for? They just... What will grow depends on luck. If you are unlucky, a garbage-like thing may grow. Fantastic.
A garbage-like thing. Most likely garbage. At least it tells you right on the tin. It's going to be garbage.
A mystical thing will grow. I don't think we care about seeds. Although if I find out... If we get to the late game and there's some interesting shit worth exploring that involves seeds, then I guess we'll play with seeds. But otherwise,
I want to know if the garbage. I want to know if the garbage-like thing.
Okay,
is.
we'll do one. We'll do. You know, fair enough. Let's do some.
I want to see like a tomato plant, and you look at it, and then there's just like an empty Coke can on one stem.
I'm sure that we'll get fully graphically realized products from this alchemy.
Better.
Pretty fancy.
Or refunding the game.
Actually, no, hold on. Let me see what the effects are. We get high growth, massively increased growth speed, massively increase the harvest yield, massively increased chance to harvest a rare item, so we can get some really rare garbage. Massively increase the trait level. Holy shit.
Neat.
So high growth would be the one that increases speed. I don't know how much we care about that.
Can't remember if this place is a farmhouse. I think it is. So we do have a garden out front to plant these in.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. Gather rate up. Whoop. Recoil control, fuck yeah. Do recoil control, oh yeah. Alright, extremely devastating. Flammable, speed charge. Oh, here we go. Trait level up, triple XL. See, I don't know what you would do with trait slots with this. Like, what traits would even matter on your seed?
Unless you're going to make seeds from these seeds somehow.
Seeds having seeds. Does it come to that? Well, I think we want rare gather rate up. So we can get.
Of course, it wants more gold on there, so we'll slather it with gold.
Fuck ton of gold, doesn't it?
Well, they are golden seeds.
Good thing we've got like infinite gold.
Man, that tracks for alchemy, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, what, alchemists who are concerned with making gold? I suppose there's some logic to it.
Have some butt peaches on there.
Let's see. Healing Waltz is a thing that you can put on this thing. What does Healing Waltz do? Heals each party member's HP by 20%.
After the end of battle.
Yeah, I don't know that super traits are weird. It won't do anything unless we use this in battle, which is not how you use it. And they don't carry over to things you alchemize. I'm not really sure what's why
maybe
you would be
maybe it'll carry over to things that grow from these seeds. I mean, that would track.
never works that way with anything else, but
these are literally seeds.
these are literally siege. All right. Aerial Ace. What is an Aerial Ace? Since you got a
That's a
successful,
Pokemon move.
deals damage to opponent according to own speed. I am never going to get anything out of that. Recoil control is actually valuable, which means I might not want to just throw it away, but if only I had one that was 5 plus gave me a super skill. Alright. Oh, actually, no. Ultra Purity, I saw. That one is kind of cool, but we also don't need more of it because we already have one item with Ultra Purity. So let me throw this in there, and then we don't lose anything if this doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that means we just make fuck tons of gem when we boil it down.
Mm-hmm.
Trait level up. Add a trait. And actually, if I wanted to, I could rebuild this thing and get all the rest of this crap. But we really just want to get one so you can see these legendary garbage items.
Mm-hmm.
So let's give it stat charge and attack and... Yeah, let's make this like the ultimate attack item, even though it's a seed.
There you go. Got two.
Oh, we even got 2, so I can even hold on to one for
Duplication processes.
But we can plant a seed outside if I could remember how to leave. I'm trapped! Ah!
Those are all just display only doors.
Those doors lead to everyone's individual bed. Oh, there's a suspicious person. They lead to everyone's individual bedrooms. Ooh, we can check. I've planted plant seeds.
Guess they're not done growing yet. We did do that last session.
I didn't think I planted.
You just threw out a bunch of bull in there.
I somehow thought I didn't actually have enough to fill all the slots, but I guess. Well, I guess we'll have to check out fabulous gold seed rewards at a future time. But that just gives us something else to look forward to in this wonderful Let's Play. When we come back next time, we'll have wonderful things to look forward to. I hope you're looking forward to them.
I am. See you then.
Bye.